y bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo del canal. Estamos aquí de vuelta con lo de Genshin Impact. Y bueno, voy a explicaros un poquito lo que vamos a hacer en este vídeo de hoy, que la verdad que es algo que luego tendremos que ir avanzando con otras tramas. Así que hay muchas cosas que hacer y esto tengo que ir explicándolo para que lo entendáis. Como ya sabéis, desde el anterior vídeo hemos desbloqueado el libro o el artilugio de escritura sereníaca. Y aquí vamos a ver un total de diferentes aventuras en el bosque, ¿vale? Que podemos ir completando. Aquí está la base. Y en total al principio por lo visto hay 3, pero algo me dice que por el slot que hay aquí vamos a ir viendo más. Aquí salen algunas cosas, ¿vale? Como los aranara y todo lo demás. Así que lo que vamos a empezar un poco, ¿vale? Es acerca de unas historias que se han perdido de Nara Varuna. Vamos a empezar con esto, vamos a venir un poquito a donde creo que podemos encontrar algo de explicación en el mapa de todo esto, que no es otra zona que uno de los sitios que nos comentaron, la aldea de Vimara, ¿vale? Así que venimos al teleport y lo primero que voy a hacer, pues ya que estamos, cojo la vista del mirador, que no la tenía. Y ahora pues lo que voy a hacer es buscar aquí al Tito Alphonse, a ver dónde está y vamos a ver si él sabe algo de un poquito todo esto, ¿no? Aquí está nuestro amiguito. Hola. La rana estará bien. Vale. Sobre Yotam. Vale, aquí está todo esto, parece tranquilo. Y ahora parece que tenemos que ir a hablar con los Ananara, así que con todo esto ya lo tendríamos. Vale, aquí está Kuras. Vale. Sobre la abuela Jehiet. Vale. Vale, por aquí yo creo que esto está un poquito todo claro. O sea, aquí no creo que vayamos a tener ningún problemita. Pero bueno, aquí está la abuela Jehiet, ya sabéis. Vale. Sobre Yotam. Vale, aquí nos explica lo de los niños. Seguro que Yotam será grande y fuerte. Vale, aquí nos da algo, ¿no? Vale, unos camarones de sushi deliciosos. Perfecto, vale, pues pillamos los repollos. Y ojo, por aquí parece que tenemos un dendróculo, ¿no? De estos. Vale. Aquí está Yotam. Haré todo lo que pueda por ayudarla, vale. Ya sabéis que todo esto es para ayudar a la rana, que está, pues... Está como está, literalmente no se ha quedado la cosa muy bien y es algo que tendremos que completar. Pero claro, aquí el tema de los otros niños, voy a ver si los encuentro. Aquí está Kabur, que importante, tenemos que haberlo rescatado para haber avanzado la misión como lo que hemos hecho. Y ahora vamos a hablar de aquí por todo esto. Vale, ahí está, será el momento, muy bien. Y aquí está su ave, ¿vale? Estos son los que tenéis que haber rescatado en... Si habéis seguido mis anteriores vídeos lo vais a tener, así que no hay problema. Y ahora hay que buscar una cosita que es de lo que nos comentaron, de un papel. Así que vamos a venir al mapa y vamos a buscar un poquito, ¿no? La zona, en este caso, que vamos a inspeccionar. Para ello, lo que os recomiendo que busquéis un poco, ¿vale? O sea, nuestro objetivo es venir... Aquí, como veis, está el tema del banana y todo esto, ¿vale? Pues bien, hay que buscar una zona en concreto, ¿vale? Que es bastante diferente al resto. Así que voy un momentito a ver por aquí, pero... la clave es esta área de aquí. Como podéis ver, aquí falta completamente una zona, así que nosotros, lo que digo, vamos a venir a este teleport y vamos un poquito a intentar encontrar lo que pase ahí abajo. Así que vamos allá. Como ya sabéis, aquí está el Varana. Aquí tenemos una de las zonas que aún no hemos explorado apenas. Y bueno, por aquí es donde nuestro objetivo debe de llegar. Tenemos que llegar a esta extraña zona, tenemos que ver un poquito qué está pasando aquí. Y esta zona, en el caso, como podéis ver, es algo que no habíamos explorado apenas. Aquí la corrupción obviamente estará presente, porque no me deja explorar esta área. Se me bugueó, bros. A ver. Claro, aquí no me está dejando entrar entonces el banana, ¿no? Vamos a hacer por aquí un poquito de chill. A ver qué pasa. ¿Por qué no me deja entrar en el banana? No lo sé. Parece que tenemos que completar otras misiones, quizás. Ahora miraré. A ver, por lo que he leído, lo que nos falta ahora de la misión, una vez hemos hecho lo de rana, es como que iremos completando la parte, vamos completando otras cosillas. Pero claro, aquí es que me sale la zona en rojo, tío. Pues no me deja todavía, vale. Pues entonces, como aquí, por ejemplo, como podéis ver, no me deja ahora mismo avanzar. Vamos a tener que avanzar con todo lo demás, creo, antes, claro. Vale, pues vamos a hacer, sobre todo lo primero que tenemos que hacer ahora mismo, ¿vale? Es venir un momentito aquí a misiones. Esto de retenes del bosque, lo que digo, lo dejaremos un poquito abierto. Ya os lo iré enseñando, no os preocupéis. Y ahora vamos a hacer la de la aventura requiere valor, que es súper importante, ¿vale? Que la completemos. Esto es en Sumeru, así que es lo que digo, es otra de las cosas que tenemos que ir avanzando por el tema de todo lo que hay ahora con la nueva actualización. Así que vamos a venir aquí, parece que Katherine quiere hablar con nosotros. Y bueno, pues vamos con un poquito, ¿no? La continuación de la historia principal. Lo que digo, estamos haciendo algo que es muy importante, pero luego me tocará ir explicando. Y ahora vamos a venir por aquí y vamos a hablar con Katherine. Vale. Hola, Katherine. Vale, bien para aceptar un encargo o otro asunto. Solo queríamos aceptar algún encargo. Vale, sí. Vale. Muy bien, ahí está. Con esto desbloqueamos todo lo de aquí. Y ahora creo que continuamos con la historia principal, ¿no? Bien.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Jeje.
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
Solo de pensarlo me muero de vergüenza.
I see. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
Los mercenarios y los orfanatos no van de la mano.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just...
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Eres Nahida, ¿cierto?
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida.
Ya decía yo.
I just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of... From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque. So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Vale, pues parece que por fin vamos a continuar la misión de Arconte.
I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways. And I even had a really, really long dream.
Parece que la casa no puede robarle los sueños a los dioses.
It was another dream about the Sub-Zerus festival. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace.
Ya era hora de continuar la trama,
Everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they... I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zerus festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Sí.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity? No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her. Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Katherine for a little while.
Vale, pues parece que aquí está por fin capítulo 3, acto 3, quimeras, ilusiones y engaños. Tenemos aquí una nueva misión, ¿vale? Como habéis visto, todo esto se actualiza y aquí está como un héroe triunfante. Aquí está Nahida.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Vale, ¿quiere conocer nuestra opinión? A ver, ¿qué tal si tomamos a alguien cercano a un sabio y lo interrogamos?
We're in the dark as of now. Since
Vale,
we
eso
still
llama la
don't
atención.
know
Me pasa.
anything about their goals. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of
A ver,
their
el tema es que aquí hay que
hostages.
solucionarlo de Sumeru. ¿Quieres poseer directamente una figura clave de la academia?
I've already tried that, but all the
Nada.
key members of the academia, it seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha.
Have you already caught the sages' attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
¿Vas a poseer a un estudiante y colarte en las oficinas de los sabios?
No way, that's too...
You mean
Pues nada, no
it'd
tenemos
be
opciones.
too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing
Pues
that would
estamos
be
fastidiados.
ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals.
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
No se me ocurre nada más.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right?
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia,
O sea, es bueno descartar lo que no vale para nada para luego tener cosas que decir. Bien, eso es buena, Nahida. GG well played.
Okay, but aren't you a god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Vale, eso me parece
You're saying
inteligente.
we should recruit a spy?
Un espía.
Oh, before coming back, we met someone
Alhazen.
named Alhatham. He seems like he acts alone, and he
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
No me acuerdo de ella, pero...
Aria. Paimon remembers
Ah,
now.
vale,
Isn't
vale,
she
sí, la
the one
asistente
who's
del gran
always
sabio.
trailing behind the
Es
grand
verdad,
sage
sí
of
que la hemos
the
conocido. Digo,
academia?
¿quién?
We ran into her basically every time the
Esto es lo
Sub-Zero's
del
festival
Samsara.
repeated itself. You Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always
Es las,
spoke to
ahí está, es
me.
las que están con lo de Nilo. Por cierto, Nilo ya sabéis que se viene la segunda parte de esta versión, así que la podréis desbloquear pronto. Los que os mole el personaje.
has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert
Vale.
and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert
Aún no
dwellers
sea el
around
desierto,
the
hay ganas,
city
¿eh?
are-
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
Eso es lo que realmente piensa Setara, ¿cierto?
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice.
Parece la candidata ideal.
Part in their schemes and right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, from my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city.
Y justamente hoy, ¿verdad?
Tomorrow afternoon just
Ah, no,
happens
mañana.
to be a shopping day for her. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots. And
Vale, pues tenemos un plan, por fin. Así que ahora, pues lo que digo, estamos aquí con la primera parte, ¿no?, de todo esto. Y bueno, ¿qué puedo deciros? Como ya sabéis, estamos con la misión de Arconte, ¿vale? De nuevo, en este caso, un momento tocho, que tenemos por ejemplo también aquí una misión legendaria, que es la que tiene que ver con Monstan, que eso lo haremos en próximos vídeos. Lo que digo, me voy a poner estos días muy a full, a ver si puedo traer vídeo diario y demás, porque sean vídeos largos, pero hay mucho que hacer. Y bueno, aquí básicamente lo que tenemos que hacer el capítulo 3, el acto 3, es bastante sencillo. Tenemos como un héroe triunfante y parece que por fin tenemos algunas opciones y cositas que ir descubriendo. Así que hay que reunir información y para ello pues vamos a venir por aquí a hablar con gente, a ver qué averiguamos. Como siempre,
this should be
acompañados de Nahida.
Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs.
Una villa.
Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Of course, of course. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you.
Alguna vez vendiste a los dioses.
Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Esto da para meme.
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Bueno, eso ha sido Paimon. Quiero saber sobre mi vida amorosa, va.
Love prospects? The gods have spoken.
La verdad será
The
revelada.
truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is, suboptimal.
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Pues nada, menuda adivinación. Vale, pues bueno, tenemos el primer puesto, vamos con el segundo. A ver qué pasa por aquí. Me está gustando porque es lo que digo, parece una trama interesante.
Favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City.
Vale, o sea, es
she
ayudar al
still
padre de
comes by
Setaria, ¿no?
whenever she has time.
O sea, el padre, perdón, ayuda a Setaria. El padre de aquí.
When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Hey, ¿qué pasa aquí?
Dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Katherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds...
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from
Pero
a
se caía el
roof and
tejado y se
broke his
rompió la pierna.
leg.
Uf.
Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's
Ahora
just
está en Puerto
enjoying the
Hornos.
retired life and...
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Vale. Algo es algo. Vale, pues esto de monte ya estaría. Y ahora por aquí parece que tenemos que ir a la última, ¿no? Aquí estaría, en este caso. Esto es lo del restaurante, ¿no?
This should be our final stop.
Vale.
Cytaria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it
A ver, ha
for
sonado muy
breaks
raro
or
esto
to
de
hold
esto
private
parece
events.
a salvaconducto para mover cositas.
Yes, that makes sense.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll...
Vale. Aquí cada uno tiene sus secretillos. Obviamente ahora hay que hablar con Nahida, así que vamos a volver aquí de chill. A ver qué pasa, a ver qué que con todo lo que hemos averiguado creo que tenemos todo lo importante, ¿no?
Three
Vale.
familiar faces should be enough for Cytaria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected?
Cytaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the
That's
upcoming
right.
resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Cytaria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Cytaria feels about. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Si el rey Desred demandara algo de ella.
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Cytaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her...
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Cytaria for sure.
So that's how you're
Me
going
parece un
to
poco
use all the
mal lo que
info
está
we
haciendo, pero
collected
bueno,
on
ahí
these
cada uno
people.
ya que decida.
It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Está bien.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Vale, ahora hay que esperar hasta la tarde del día siguiente, así que como ya sabéis, vamos a preparar aquí la buena ruleta y vamos a ello. Ok, pues hay que esperar mínimo hasta las 12 del día siguiente, así que vamos a dejarlo por ejemplo aquí, ya vamos. Dejamos que el tiempo pase, hay que estar entre las 12 de la mañana y las 6 de la tarde, así que es lo único importante ahora. Y con esto vamos a poder seguir con esta increíble misión de Arconte. La verdad que tengo muchas ganas sobre todo de completar la legendaria de Tignari, tengo muchas ganas de completar cositas. Y estos días pues el plan es lo que digo, es avanzar por fin en la trama de Genshin, en los eventos y ponernos a full con todo esto. Ahora como veis vamos a ejecutar el plan de Nahida, así que vamos al mercado y al lío. Empieza el engaño. Vale, aquí está nuestra amiguita.
Here she comes.
Cetaria.
Cetaria's here. Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Lo más normal del mundo, vamos a poseer gente. Ya la Katherine no se queda en plan de guata. ¿Qué hago yo aquí? ¡Wow! Problema de ojos.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nahida?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. I just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Harut y Marut.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work?
Paimon asomando la
I
cabeza
really
en
just
TDG.
want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth. The gods are asking, Cetaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Cetaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. And if I may ask, Nahida, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
¿La resurrección del rey Desert es una campaña de desinformación?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry, I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too.
Well done. Cytaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harava-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that.
She's out of games now.
Vale, aquí está el Master corpóreo, ¿no?
Possess him right away.
Me está molando la misión esta. Está divertida. Vale, aquí va la otra. Conexión. Aquí.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. Actually, while we're talking about him...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King is
Vale, el mundo parece que lo estamos superando.
He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet
ahí le hemos dado.
And now you spend all your time with those crooks from the academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
No me pase la raya, ¿verdad?
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to...
Vale, ¿la estamos liando? Sí, lo estamos consiguiendo bien.
Come on! Cytaria's already started talking with Shishan.
Vamos allá.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satari is still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matra right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Momento top. Se le ha ido la cabeza. Por nuestra culpa, pero bien.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
Debes seguir tu corazón.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Genial, por fin la convencimos.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Un proscrito del que incluso los sabios temen.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the... let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send
envía a
someone to
alguien a
pick up the
entrar a la academia
documents
mañana por la
tomorrow
noche para
evening
recoger
at
los
the
documentos.
Academia
Perfecto.
entrance.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off with...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of...
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Vale. Parece que no tenemos que esperar a la noche del día siguiente, pero hemos pillado un logro. A ver. Comparte. Vale. Los protogemas fáciles, ¿no? Que diríamos. Vale, entonces tenemos que volver aquí al reloj. Nos ha dicho las 7 del día siguiente. 9 horas del día siguiente es aquí. Por ejemplo. Vamos allá. Me está molando muchísimo todo lo que estamos viendo aquí, desvelando todo lo que se está descubriendo. La verdad que esta trama de Sumeru ha sido una trama que me ha sorprendido muchísimo. Y es lo que digo, aún así es nada en comparación a todo lo que estamos viendo con las misiones secundarias y demás, que iremos a tope con las legendarias. Hay mucho contenido que cumplir y completar. Y la verdad que tengo muchísimas ganas de estar ahí a full con ello. Pero bueno, vamos a ver un poquito de momento por aquí esto, a ver cómo avanza. Parece que ahora tenemos que ir un momentito ahí arriba, así que vamos por aquí y a ver qué pasa.
Katherine, we're here! That's right. I suppose I'm the other Katherine.
¿No podemos llamarte simplemente Nahida?
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Katherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup
Será una
tonight
trampa o no, lo
is just a
esperaremos.
If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep. Exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
Me cuesta creer que se te haya ocurrido a ti solita.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Ahora que lo mencionas,
Off? What do you feel is off?
este lugar está muy tranquilo.
It's the middle of the night.
No, I think he's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not
Está
sure.
vacía la ciudad.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe...
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off.
Vale, yo creo que la han pillado.
Regardless.
Yo creo que algo ha salido mal porque efectivamente, a ver, no hace falta ser muy listo, pero obviamente aquí está pasando algo.
There really aren't many people out right now.
No hay nadie en las
Let's
calles.
hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
Yo creo que estás muy confiada, Paimon, y que aquí nos la vamos a encontrar doblada, pero bueno. Démosle tiempo a todo. Oh.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
¡Dottore!
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
Madre mía. El fatui, chaval. Dottore.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru.
Buah. Tremendo, chaval.
Don't worry.
Pelea de jefe.
We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Vale, y aquí es el momento en el que le roba seguro a Gnosis y ya estamos como siempre. A ver, ha sido una locura lo que acaba de pasar. La presentación de Dottore creo que ha sido brutalísima, está muy top. Pero bueno, aquí estamos.
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
No estoy seguro, ese tipo era escalofriante. Doctor,
Paimon wasn't counting on
uno de
running
los
into a
Fatui.
new
El número
Harbinger
2.
here.
Oh yeah.
Let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. He called himself the Doctor. Remember,
Claro.
Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone
Sí,
who
ya,
once
sí está
got
claro que ha sido el que ha
expelled from
regresado,
the
Paimon.
academy, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
Este asunto es más complicado de lo que creíamos.
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
Primero tenemos que encontrar el modo de reunirnos con Nahida, luego veremos, pero está la
Things
cosa
would be
mal.
a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Sigamos investigando por nuestra cuenta.
You mean...
Tignari.
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on... Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to
La
the
Villa
door
de
of the...
Ambarda. Pues, ¿qué queréis que os diga? El imaginario del Doctor Dottore. Hemos completado como un héroe triunfante. Tenemos la mirada de cierto dios, que parece que va a ser la continuación un poquito de esta aventura. Y bueno, aunque hayamos estado un poquito rato, literalmente, normalmente ya sabéis que cuando me pongo con Arconte a veces nos tiramos una horita o algo así de misión. Creo que realmente hemos llegado a un punto en el que hemos avanzado bastante y ha sido bastante top. Voy a venir un momentito por aquí simplemente para coger un cofre. Y bueno, ¿qué queréis que os diga? Me he quedado alucinado con lo que acaba de pasar. O sea, aquí necesito ahora mismo un momentito para hablar con vosotros, de disfrutar un poquito de todo lo que está pasando aquí. ¿Y qué queréis que os diga? O sea, todo el tema de lo de Dottore, yo no me lo esperaba. O sea, a ver, o sea, no esperaba que tuviera que ver con esto. No esperaba que de repente pues tuviéramos aquí a uno de los Fatui top. Y la verdad que está bastante guay. Sabía algo de lo de escaramucha y todo esto, pero claro, aquí ya la cosa por lo que veo se está complicando en plan para bien, para diversión nuestra, y va a estar bastante top. Así que la cosa pinta bien en este caso, porque lo que digo, por fin tenemos a otro de los Fatui. Desde el tema de lo de Signora y tal, pues está claro que tenemos que ir viendo al resto. Y en este caso Dottore parece poderoso, pero sobre todo me parece alguien con un plan digno de llevar a cabo, así que habrá que ver un poquito cómo continúa todo esto y hasta qué punto nos lleva nuestro amigo Dottore. De todo modo, me gustaría saber, sobre todo en comentarios, vuestra opinión del tema de qué os ha parecido esta aparición majestuosa de otro Fatui. Y como siempre, ya sabéis que en el próximo vídeo continuaremos un poquito con todo lo que es la trama principal, ¿vale? Estoy ahora centrándome en la trama principal, luego tendremos las legendarias, sobre todo la de Cyno, que es lo que más necesito saber, más del mito Cyno favorito, a ver si para cuando haga la de Cyno tengo por lo menos un poquito ya mejorado el tema de los el personaje, porque ahora mismo, lo que digo, el problema es que tengo que ir al desierto para mejorarlo más, porque hay unas cositas ahí, así que espero avanzando un poquito en esta trama y todo, ya podamos ir allí al desierto y disfrutar un poquito más de toda la aventura de una manera más divertida. Vale, por aquí está todo listo. Voy a cocinar un momentito los 20 huevos fritos, como siempre, like a boss, ya sabéis, autococinar y... Podemos introducir la cantidad, pero bueno, es que como son 20, yo lo hago así y ya está. Ah, lío, perfecto, ahí estamos. Vale, esto ya lo tenemos. Y ahora ya para terminar, pues aquí parece que hay un desafío, así que vamos un poquito a ver de qué va esto. Este que es de tiempo, ¿no? Ahí está, cofre abierto, desafío completado. Ha sido fácil, ha estado guay y lo tenemos. Pues nada más que decir, espero que os haya molado de verdad el vídeo, espero que lo hayáis pasado en grande como siempre. En el próximo capítulo continuaremos con toda esta historia tan increíble. Y bueno, si os ha molado como siempre, por favor dejad el buen like y suscribiros al canal para estar al tanto de todas las novedades. Soy yo, Herrero, esto es KTS y nos vemos en la próxima. Adiós.